All right, Lindsay Norman here. I am super excited for part number 5 of our doTERRA Compensation Plan Overview. This is the one where we are going to just tie up some loose ends and answer any final questions you might have. We're going to go back to our trusty build guide that you can Google. So just go to Google, put in US doTERRA Build Guide or Canada doTERRA Build Guide and check out that build guide. And if you haven't had a chance to yet, check out part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. There's 4 parts to the doTERRA compensation plan. And so that's why I created 4 separate videos to really focus in on each of those individually. And then today, I'm going to just, like I said, tie up some loose ends. And if you haven't noticed, I love our compensation plan. It is the primary reason that I came to doTERRA. I was looking at 5 different pieces specifically in choosing the right business for me. But after being in the direct sales world for over a decade, I really wanted to be wise with where I was going to invest my leadership, talent, and skill set, and my time, especially for my kids, and just knowing at the stage of life that I was at where I have teenage kids and we're looking at colleges and I still I'm in my 40s. I want to make sure that I have stuff to give still, you know what I mean? Like I still have a purpose and a vision for my life. And so I'm like, if I'm going to do a 2.0, I want to make sure it's exactly where I want to be. And so that's why the compensation plan is such a key piece. Because of course you want to get paid for your work and your time. So, okay, let me go ahead and pull up the build guide here. And we're going to actually go through some of these ranks so that you understand what exactly is this talking about. Now, in part number 1 of our comp plan overview, I did mention some of these things, but I want to go through them in a little bit more detail. So you're going to notice the different colors here all refer directly back to the 4 different parts of the compensation overview that we've done. So those are the 4 colors here. I explained each of them. The other thing that I want you to see here is these are real averages that it takes for people to get to these leader levels. Now they're averages. So if you're looking at the level of silver, you might have somebody who gets to silver in their first month. We've actually had that experience on our team where we launched people to silver. We've got an amazing launch plan on our team. We're really great about helping people launch into momentum and success. And so that's been really great. But it also could have taken people 3 years to get to silver. So what this number is looking at here, this 18, this is the average, okay? Now, the other thing that I want to point out is these averages for the payouts. So let's look at silver here. At silver, the average payout for a leader at silver is $2,500 a month. Now, if you're a newer silver, let's say you hit silver for the first time, your payout might be around $1,200 or $1,500. Let's say that you've been a silver for several years, your payout might look more like $3,500 or $4,000. So we want to make sure that you know, this is an actual average and it is based on the real numbers, and this is the average at this level. Okay, so I want to make sure that you had that there. Let me see here. The other thing I want to point out here is when we're looking at volume. Volume in doTERRA includes both advocates and customers. Customers are part of your team in doTERRA. They are part of your volume. So let's look at the level of elite. I don't know if you can hear the thunder, but there's a thunderstorm going on here. It is amazing. I love it. So at the level of elite, in order to rank advance to elite, you need to have underneath you, whether it's advocates, customers, whether they're all your own customers or maybe some of your advocates' customers, you need to have a total of 3,000 in volume. And that 3,000 is PV. Remember point value we talked about in the first part or the first video that we did. So point value. So you need to have 3,000 in PV total underneath you in order for you to rank advance to elite. All right. It says enroll 15 plus people. That is not a requirement. That's a suggestion. Like on average, people who get to the level of elite and have 3,000 in volume usually have enrolled about 15 people in order to do that. But the enrollment piece is not a requirement there. It's more of a suggestion. And same with the level of Premier. Now, at the level of Premier, you are looking at now what we call legs. So at Premier, you want to have 2 legs that are set up. So you're basically helping 2 leaders start a team underneath them. And I like to talk about these 2 leaders here. Like these are going to be like your frontline builders. In doTERRA, the people who are closest to you on that front line are like the people who want to work at your level or above. They want to build a business. So you don't just put anybody on your front line. Remember in a previous video how I talked about that you have the opportunity every month to place people in your organization where they will grow best. And that has been so great because let's say somebody is not a great fit with me. Maybe I've enrolled them or I've had that initial relationship with them, but I'm not actually the one who's going to develop them the best, or maybe they don't want to grow with me. And so we really look at how many hours a week do you want to work? What are your goals? And if they're like, I would really love silver, like that is a dream that would change our family's life, then I look at that and I say, perfect. We have a place for you in our organization because there is a place for every single person in our doTERRA organization. And so we would place them in a spot that would be best for them. For me, when I'm looking at my front line, I'm not going to take somebody who's working less than 20 hours a week and who wants to work at my level or above, because that's the kind of organization that I want to create. But you get to decide that, right? So it might be that for you, you're working 10 to 15 hours a week and you're like, I want what we call partners or frontline builders. I want my frontline builders to be doing 10 to 15 hours a week. And so totally that's up to you. But these are like builder spots. Now, there's plenty of space in your organization for builders and what we call sharers, which are going to be more part-time people. Okay. So this is where now all your volume goes. It goes underneath these 2 legs and potentially even a 3rd leg. So in order to get paid at Premier, you need to have 2 legs that have at least 2,000 each in volume and a total of 5,000 between all of you. And then you rank advance to Premier. So that might mean that under one of your advocates, you have 3,000 in volume, and the other advocate, you only have 2,000 in volume. That's perfect because you just need a minimum of 2,000 in both, but you need a total of 5,000 in volume. When you have that, you rank advance to Premier. Okay. Now, if you're struggling to catch on a little bit, don't worry. We're going to go up a few more levels and I think you're going to catch on. Let's look at silver, because essentially I always look at this and I say, really everything, if you want to go to the top in doTERRA, everything is built on elite, which is also then helps to create silvers, and silvers create platinums and diamonds, which ultimately creates presidentials. So let's look at silver here. To rank advance to the level of silver, you need to help 3 people get to the level of elite. So essentially, each of these legs need to have 3,000 in volume. Total, you need to have at least 9,000 in volume in order to rank advance to silver. So somebody who's going to rank advance to silver has helped 3 people get to elite, and then they are now getting paid at the level of silver. Now, you might get nervous. Like I looked at this and I'm like, I only need to help 3 people get to elite. Like I can totally do that. But some people look at this and say, what if I don't have 3 builders? And that's really normal. Pretty much everybody who starts a doTERRA business does not have builders. Those are people who come along the way. But what I really love is that in order to even get to presidential diamond, which is the top in the organization, you only need to find a total of 6. And let's say that your goal is to get to platinum or gold. I'm sorry, platinum or diamond. You really only need to help 3 people. You need to find 3 builders or 4 builders total in your tenure at doTERRA. So those are people that you're going to find over time. And we've just seen a lot of success. Our team breeds success. We have just created a success culture. And so even people who have never been in network marketing or direct sales before have come in and have just done incredible on our team because we've pulled together our experience and have created really a culture of success here. So at silver, you're helping 3 people get to the level of elite. Now, this is a great time for me to share that, remember I said, what if you don't have 3 leaders? So it's like, okay, if I don't have 3 leaders, does that mean I can't get to the level of silver? No, because in doTERRA, you can actually have placeholders. Placeholders allow you to continue to grow your team and build out under each of these leaders until you find the right leader for that frontline spot. So let's say that 2 of these elites are builders. They're people who you've trained up, or they're friends, or they're people you found in your community who are amazing leaders, and they want to build a doTERRA business. You got them, but you're like, oh, I don't have a third person. You can have a placeholder there. And then as you have enroll customers, you can actually put your volume underneath that leg and build that leg up to elite so that you can still rank advance to silver without having 3 builders there. And that's where I really love the flexibility of this model and the ability to move customers. Remember, customers who order, let's say you have a customer, let's say you enrolled 5 customers in a month and they all had a 100 PV order. That means that you have 500 in volume to place in your organization. So now let's say that one of your leaders is close to elite. You can put that volume under that leader and help them rank advance to elite. I love that. I'm like, that makes, again, a team collaborative. It makes the culture collaborative. So it allows us to place people and really allow our leaders to succeed. And depending on how far you're putting those customers, you could actually help several leaders above them rank advance because you put volume underneath there. So really amazing there. Let's look at gold. If you're at the level of gold, you have helped 3 people get to premier. Now, premier, again, if you're looking at premier, you needed 5,000 total in volume. So at the level of gold, you have 3 premiers with a total of 15,000 in volume. And then you start getting paid as a gold. And the average pay at gold is over $5,500 in the US. All right. Now you're probably starting to pick it up just a little bit. If not, shoot me a message and I'll answer any questions you have. No pressure at all. I'm not in the business of convincing. I'm strictly in the business of answering questions. So if you're looking at platinum and diamond here, you'll notice at the level of platinum, you want to help 3 people get to silver. Now, remember at silver, you needed to have 9,000 total in volume. 3 under elite, 3 under elite, and 3 under elite, 3,000 each for a total of 9,000. So if you're looking at the level of platinum, you have 27,000 in volume that needs to come in a month. 9,000 needs to be under this silver, 9,000 under this silver, and 9,000 under this silver. And the average pay at platinum is over $10,000 a month. Now, you'll notice from platinum to diamond, there's only about a 5-month difference on average. We know that when people hit platinum, they actually hit diamond pretty fast afterwards because they simply need another silver to get to where they're going. And that bumps that pay pretty significantly, honestly. So I love that here. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you the rest of the comp plan. And yes, again, these numbers might look astronomical to you, but I know people who are making, who actually have built a whole second team or are in the process of building a whole second team in doTERRA. They can make anywhere from $100,000 per month to $300,000 per month. Like, it's insane. And there's not just 2 or 3 people doing it. Like, there's many people doing this. So at Blue Diamond, you are going to help 5 people get to the level of gold. So really great there. You can go back and look at what does it take to get to a gold. And then to get to presidential, you're going to help a total of 6 people get to the level of platinum. Now, here's the other thing that I want to point out from gold to diamond. In the previous company that I was at, it was one of those, like, the comp plan was set up for us to constantly be enrolling or getting new customers. And so if you wanted to continue to make money in the long run, you really had to be finding new customers regularly. But what I really like about how the comp plan is set up here with doTERRA is once you get to the level of diamond, there are no enrollment bonuses on there anymore, which means you don't have to enroll customers anymore. So doTERRA really looks at once you get to the level of diamond, your primary focus is on leadership development. It's invest in your silver leaders, help them get to gold. Spend your time developing your team, putting strategies in place and systems in place that are going to help your team grow. So they're not expecting you at the level of diamond to be doing what you were doing at Premier and silver and gold, because you have a different organization now. And they want to reward you and really have you focusing in on what you should be at those higher level ranks. Okay. Which I think is awesome. And also, I believe in part number 1 of our comp plan overview, I mentioned that you can get to the top in doTERRA. You can be a presidential diamond. And if you decide you want to start over again and have a whole second team and build a presidential diamond again, you can. You can. There's over 350 people being paid at the level of blue diamond and over 100 people being paid at the level of presidential. There are over 1,000 people that are at the level of platinum and over 1,000 people at the level of diamond, which is really impressive. Now, there's a couple other things that I want to mention here. I just don't want to forget. Okay, for customers. So when we're looking at volume, you know, you might be in a company where it starts over every single month. You're like, I got to get sales every month. In doTERRA, we have an incredible loyalty reward program and the customer referral program that doTERRA completely supports, pays for, facilitates, all of that. So I'm going to stop my screen share here for a second so I can just talk to you directly. Okay, so basically what that looks like is the loyalty reward program is fully funded by doTERRA. That program allows people when they're ordering monthly, which many of our customers do, because as a team, we really focus on supporting people in baseline health or foundational health. So many of our customers are going on doTERRA's top selling products, which are their supplements. So they're ordering supplements every month anyway, as well as oils for anything that they want to be addressing in their home health-wise. But in general, the supplements, people are ordering every month no matter what. So the loyalty reward program ends up being a huge gift to them because they were already going to be placing that order and now they can go on this program. Now the loyalty reward program is free and I'm actually going to put a link to it in the description box of the YouTube replay so you can check it out. The loyalty reward program is free. You can go on it or off it at any time. Customers get points back on every single order, as long as that order is over 50 PV or higher. Customers also have the option of free shipping and reduced shipping when they are a loyalty reward customer. The other thing that they get is the option of products at below wholesale pricing when they are a loyalty customer. So it's a free program. There are only perks for the customer. What I love about that is I don't have to facilitate that in any way. It is 100% paid for and supported by doTERRA. Okay. So that's been amazing for our customers because they also have the option of getting a free product of the month every single month. So again, doTERRA reminds them every month, like, hey, your loyalty reward order is coming up. Do you want to change anything in there? Because you can customize your card every single month. Like there's so much flexibility, so much free products, so many discounts by being on that loyalty reward program. So a lot of our customers are ordering monthly because of the benefits that doTERRA is offering. So when you're looking at your volume every month, you're not starting over at zero. I remember when I went to Africa last year after being in the business for like 4 months, and I came home and I had all this volume from orders that were coming in from people who were ordering every month. And I hadn't even enrolled a customer yet. And I was like, where did all that volume come from? Well, it was from people who are ordering monthly. So that's amazing. The other thing that doTERRA provides for customers is a customer referral link program. So the customer referral link, every customer automatically gets it. It's super easy to use. When they share their referral link with somebody who does not have a doTERRA account, they actually get 20% back on whatever their friend ordered for the first time. that person who shared their link gets 20% back to spend on whatever they want. It's like doTERRA dollars. So they can spend it on shipping. They can spend it on product. Like they have tons of flexibility there. So lots of people use their referral link as customers because they know that what's in it for them can be very lucrative. So between those two things, our customers are so well cared for and provided for. So they order regularly because it benefits them. Who also does it benefit? Us. So now all we need to do is, instead of taking care of these programs, we're actually taking care of the customer, making sure that they're well educated and we touch base with them, but it makes it fun. It makes what we do fun. It helps our customers stay loyal and loved, and that ends up being really great. So as you're looking at like rank advancement and trying to understand how do I maximize the comp plan, you really need to understand the value of our customer retention rate and why it is so high and what doTERRA is doing on your behalf to facilitate that on behalf of your customer or for your customer. Okay, the other thing that I want to mention is for our team specifically, one of the things that we wanted to do is create, like, we already knew what doTERRA brought to the table. It is amazing. It is like a world-class secret gem that is not like, they don't go out there and say, look at me, look at me. So when you find it and when you see it, you're like, oh my goodness, how do people not know about this comp plan and business model? Like, it's so incredible. So that is one piece that no matter what team you would ever go on in doTERRA, you have doTERRA. And that is a huge gift. So when I started with doTERRA, I knew it was my second time around. And I was like, how can I create a world-class environment for anybody who walks onto my team and wants to succeed in doTERRA? And essentially what I wanted to look at is, yes, I want people who have been in the industry before to have a place here, but I also want people who have never been in the industry to find a home on my team. And so what we've done is we've created systems and a culture of success. We have launch plans that cater and customize to anybody who walks onto our team, no matter how much or how little they want to work, no matter how far up the comp plan they want to work. Let's say you're like, I want to be a diamond. Then we're going to say, we will partner with you to get you where you want to go. We have systems in place. We have launch plans ready for you. Many times we actually fly and do people's launches for them. But we are like white on rice, we call it on our team as leaders, helping people who really want to launch a business succeed right out of the gate and launch into momentum. The other thing that we've done on our team, and I know in my experience how important this is, we know that a chaotic brain says no. It says, I can't take this anymore. It sends us into a scarcity mindset and one that's depressed and paralyzed. So one of the things that we wanted to do on our team is create clarity out of the gate for how you build and how you grow, because we know that clarity creates confidence and confidence creates momentum. When you go into momentum with clarity, you multiply. You multiply, you build, and you do so with all of us right behind you, cheering you on, giving all of the tools to you that you need in order to make this as big or as little as you want. So as you're looking at the doTERRA compensation plan and you're looking at part 1 all the way through part 4, I want you to see part 5 here too, because it not only explains to you what doTERRA is doing on your behalf as a company to be the best business partner possible, but I also want you to know what is provided for you should you be looking and saying, what kind of team do I want to be a part of to really make sure I have all of the resources and support and tools at my disposal to make this doTERRA business whatever I want to. And you can find a home here if that's what you choose. Again, let's say you have questions. I am absolutely happy to answer questions. I will never pressure you. I will never tell you what to do. I will simply answer your questions and I will share a vision that could be possible for you, that you can decide if it aligns with where you want to go and what you want to do, and if it aligns with your family's goals and your interests. So I totally encourage you to look at this whole business model and comp plan overview, learn from it, see what you can do with it from here. And if you're interested, even look at whether or not doTERRA is the right place for you. Have the best day.